Alright, what up guys? Freaking Royal Madman back here again. We got the silver car in the garage. As you can see, we need to do valve stem steels. So I went ahead and got some Super Tech ones. So we're going to be replacing those because I have a small burning a little bit of oil only on acceleration at very high RPMs. My road trip, I think I briefly talked about it, my road trip with @Jamin_Pacific Northwest to go visit @Drift Rollers in Eugene. There back and forth the car did fine, but I used quite a bit of oil, especially on the highway. So we're going to fix that. I've been waiting on this, which I'm going to open up. Not sure if it's going to work, if I'm going to break it, but essentially it is a valve spring tool because the valve springs on a 4AGE are like encased. I have a valve spring tool, just not for that style. So I had to order this. Finally just got here, so we're going to be swapping that stuff out and making the silver car even better than it is before. Still runs and drives, it runs great, it doesn't burn oil like back and forth to work. I haven't had any issues with it during the week. It's just whenever you get in that high RPM range and only on acceleration for a brief moment, you can tell the car's burning oil. So we're gonna fix that. So let's freaking go ahead and open this up and see what we're dealing with. Hopefully it's good and it works because I need it. Also, I had to clean off. I wanted, when I take everything off the car, because everything on the car is pretty new or clean, I cleaned off this space that we're in right now so I can lay out all the parts so I don't lose anything. It's a lot bigger than I thought. I like the case. Alright. Yeah, the case is pretty sick. Seems like some pretty freaking solid metal. I thought it came with a bunch of different pieces to remove the springs, so that's kind of a bummer. Basically, I got one size. Some pins, some bolts, arm. I'm not quite sure what the heck this stuff is for. I know what these are for. These are for the spark plugs, so you can inject air. To the head. Yeah, I thought it was going to come with a bunch of different sizes for the valve springs, like the retainers. I mean, this will work, so I'm not... Oh, that's sick. Huge ass solid bar. Not too bad. This is what I'm talking about. In the image that I seen, it had a couple different sizes because the retainers on some cars are different sizes. This will work for the 4AGE, but I mean, I guess we'll take a look over here. Look on the spitter. yeah. So, I mean, it'll work for what I need it for, so I'm not going to complain too much. We also got a valve cover seal kit, just because. Like I said, Super Tech valve seals. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna bore you guys with this, but I'm gonna start disassembling this, get the spark plugs out. I gotta get the timing belt and stuff, set it to top dead center before I do anything, pull the Dizzy, pull the plugs out, remove the valve covers, and then I'll mock this up and I'll pick you guys up then.
Always put your bolts back. So much to do.
Alright, so like I said, I'm going to get these ready. Go ahead and get the cams out. I'm only going to do one side at a time. I'm going to get the tool set up, and then I'll show you guys a few of them when I do them, and then I'll bust out the rest of them, get this sucker back together, and have to do some research because I don't want to push the car too hard and all of a sudden blow out new seals. So I'm going to look that up too as well. But see you guys in a few. What's up, guys? Back at it again. So you may be asking yourself, dude, what are you doing? Dude, what happened? Those aren't valve stem seals. Well, I'll tell you what happened here in a second. These are obviously head studs, and by the look of it, I'm about to pull the head. So, if you take a look, right about there, you can see we got a valve missing. I don't have a light bright enough to show you guys, but the piston was all the way down in 2 and 3. Because if you don't know, if 1 and 4 are up, 2 and 3 are down. So I didn't rotate it before getting into pulling that particular valve, which could have saved me a bunch of time and trouble. But yeah, pretty much what happened as I was doing the valve seals, my little compressor, it wasn't building up air fast enough. And then I was getting ready, I was putting the seal on. Pressure was around 60, and all of a sudden it like hiccup, and it just dropped. The air compressor just it couldn't handle it, and next thing I know, I'm literally watching the valve in slow motion just drop into my motor. I tell you what, it is not fun. It's not a fun thing to watch, but it's not the end of the world. So we're pulling the head. I got unfortunately for me, I was saving this for a different video, but I have a whole another 4AGE build that's gonna come. So I already have a TRD head gasket. I just got an exhaust gasket last night. So I have everything to fix it. So it's just gonna be best to pull the head, fix all the valve seals, put it all back together. So, I mean, that's the plan. You never really know what's going to happen, I guess. I mean, I kind of knew better. It would have been faster to just pull the head in the first place, at least for me. But the new tool, it worked great. Perfect up until that point. So it ain't the tool's fault. We're going to be using that same tool to go ahead and replace the rest of them. Let's do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got the intake off. I got my fuel lines off. I got, luckily, because how I tucked the wiring, it's super easy to pull all my wiring out from the intake. So all that stuff is all off, disconnected. Got a little bit of coolant on the floor, but this is probably going to end up being a 2-part video, unfortunately, because it's a lot of work. show you guys all the parts laid out. I get a little. But it is what it is. Shit happens. Just have to move forward. Keep on trucking. On the plus side, it gives me more incentive to keep filming since it's going to take a little bit longer. So it'll make it a little bit more interesting. And then we get this motor. I'm not going to say it's a mystery, but it will give us an opportunity to look at the pistons, see what kind of shape they're in, check out the walls, you know, all that kind of fun stuff, which is always good to know. Well, this is my weekend. Hopefully your guys' is going a lot better, that's for sure. Do not wish this upon anybody. This little magnet is a freaking lifesaver. I bought it initially to just get drop bolts from underneath the cars because the cars are so low. Okay, I think I have everything undone. Well, we're about to find out. There is a vacuum line that does run under my intake. I actually do not know where it goes. So I think we're just going to lift it up and see. I'm gonna grab my wife just because I don't want to pull it up and something gets stuck and then have to set it back down. So we're gonna use two people. So just stand on that side and then watch as I pull up. Actually, you want to grab that bag. Okay, I got one plug in there. You ain't gonna be able to unplug it through the clip. Grab it, just tilt it slightly this way so the head doesn't sit on anything. Do you have it?
Yes.
No. You let the weight drop, so you're not hurting yourself. Now just hold it up so it doesn't fall.
Just sit on the head.
It's fine. It's on the head gasket. I just don't want you to hurt yourself.
It's not how you hurt yourself, Mom.
Yeah.
Not you, it's that.
Are you the safety person from Paw Patrol?
No.
No.
That's for you guys.
Hold on. Almost got it. Alright. Ready?
Sure.
1, 2, 3. I got it.
Hey, look, a valve. Giant mess all over the floor.
Yeah, look at that, a valve. Wonder where that came from.
Huh?
It looks pretty.
It looks pretty nice.
Does it look pretty?
Yeah. It looks.
What is it?
It's for Bubba's car for you walking.
Oh, it's for Barbara's car.
This was a walking.
Is it a valve?
Yeah, it's a mouth for the mic to see.
Oh, geez, guys. Hopefully you guys got all that.
Mama needs you.
Alright, so
Yeah.
just looks like an OE
Mommy.
head gasket. And it looks like just stock pistons, which is not a big deal. I gotta get all this coolant and stuff out of there. Give me a second and then we'll take a look at the head. Well, all the pistons look in really good shape. You can actually still see the crosshatch on the sidewalls. I don't know how well the camera is gonna pick that up. There's a little bit more carbon buildup on that fourth cylinder. And then I already pushed the valve back in just so I don't lose it. But the head looks freaking amazing. It looks like it was recently machined too, because there's only one head gasket mark on this thing. Usually you can see multiple lines and stuff from where other head gaskets have been sitting. And I don't see any of that in fresh machining here, here, here. I don't see any breaks in the head gasket that was previously on it, which, I mean, the motor didn't leak, so that doesn't surprise me. But we got hold on, let me turn my light off on my phone. We have pretty much everything we need. I'm not going to use all this stuff. I went ahead and got some sealant because I do one of my, I think it's the upper half of my coolant port has a very small like pinhole in it, because I'm not running the bypass tube. So if you guys don't know, on a 4AGE, essentially you got a water pump and then you have the inlet for the head from the radiator, and there's a bypass tube that runs in between the inlet for the head down into where the water pump is. Mine is deleted. I don't need it, so I freaking cleaned it all up, ground it all down, and then welded it shut on both sides. But apparently, I think there's got to be a pinhole, because it's basically leaking down onto the water pump, like very, very minute. It's so minute that let's see, I've been driving the car for about 2 weeks, and I haven't lost any water. So not a huge deal. TR3. So we got the head gasket. Just Felt Pro Special exhaust gasket, nothing fancy. The one that's on it is probably still good, but I've already messed with it twice, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it. And then we got the SuperTech valve seals, obviously what I was trying to fix initially. We got, I went ahead, even though the ones on the valve covers are new, I'm gonna go ahead and replace them. Just because it's essentially going to be my daily. I'm going to try to drive this car as much as I can. So I don't want oil and stuff spewing everywhere. And I bought the same style of valve cover gaskets that I had previously. And when I took those things off, I think you guys seen it in the previous part of this video. They were on there. There's no leaks. There's no silicone or anything that I added. They were freaking on there. So we'll go ahead and replace those just to make sure. And then got everything pretty much organized, pretty freaking good. That's a spare head, so don't mind that. That's a spare crank, so don't mind that. And then this, for whatever reason, if there was something else that was wrong, I went ahead and cleaned off this shelf so I could put the head up here and it was safe. But it looks like everything is in pretty good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the other head gasket off. I'm going to clean it up, clean the surfaces on both the head and the block side. And after that, I'll go through and clean up all the valve seals and get them replaced with those Super Techs. And then I'm gonna end up splitting the video up. So this is gonna be the end of this video. I apologize, I didn't expect it to quite be this much work, but like I said, it'll be more content. Anything interesting comes up, or anything that I think of, I'll let you guys know. And I'll film a little bit of putting it back together, and then most importantly, getting this thing freaking ripping and on the road. Which, hey, on the bright side, after this, at least I know what's in the motor. I know it's got a TRD head gasket, it's got all brand new seals, and I won't have to worry about anything. So thank you guys for watching. Look forward to the next part of this. Peace.